In today's video, we have something completely different. We're going to focus on a full brand setup. And it's going to be, let's say, interesting in terms of, I did a build in those terms, like 2 builds actually, with full XPG PC build. But today we're going to orient the whole video based on the full XPG setup. And, well, let's say almost full XPG setup. Now right here I have the XPG Xenia 15G, which you might remember I did a full review on it, and you can check out the full video review right here in this card. Now I already did like 2 full XPG builds. Well, the most of it is XPG in terms of using all of their products that they currently have. Now, today we're going to go and expand that to an XPG MERA edition setup. Because we have mousepad, gaming mouse, gaming keyboard, gaming headset, case, AIO, power supply, RAMs. So it's going to be quite interesting to check that out, and unfortunately, since this is a new setup, it doesn't have all the lights at the back, it doesn't have all the effects and all the other stuff that you might find interesting in terms of building your own setup and making it look even more epic than it is, right? So today, well, basically, let's just jump over there and check it out. This is it, guys. We have the Valor Air MERA edition, which you already seen the review and everything all about it, and it contains Levante X360 with XPG Lancer DDR5 in white. Also, what we got here is the CyberCore 2 1300 watts. Now, I know that power supply is a bit too strong for this build, but I wanted to completely have XPG, basically everything that they have. Now, right here, as you can see, we have the Battleground L mousepad, which is a bit larger than usual, and it doesn't cover the keyboard, unfortunately, since I do prefer those. But it does come in nice with the whole design of MERA edition, and going quite nicely with the slingshot gaming mouse, which is quite cool. The colors are all the same on the case, on the mousepad, and on the mouse. And of course, we have here the SEEKER MERA edition gaming keyboard, which we will get to that later on. And finally, we have right here, this is the Precog S gaming headset. Now, what is this all about? I wanted to show you guys something that you can accomplish with XPG and to create a unique setup, yet let's say branded with MERA logos and everything that it goes in those terms. Also, we have here the XPG Xenia 15G, which is an outstanding laptop with quite insane specifications, and taking everything into consideration really does create an outstanding environment, I would say, an ecosystem, which really does look quite cool. Now, of course, if you're into this kind of stuff in terms of having a complete setup that is circulating around one brand, of course, the motherboard and the graphic cards, it's unfortunately harder to acquire from, or basically to have from one brand and to accompany everything all together in one brand. But regardless to that, this is an outstanding way to basically unify the setup, right? So we have the slingshot gaming mouse, which goes into the black with additional drawings on top to kind of go with the whole MERA look, and I would say this is some sort of a pinkish. It's not a complete pink, it goes somewhere in between the orange and the pink, and it kind of does resemble quite nicely, going all throughout with the middle scroll wheel, which is also rubberized. You have RGB lights, you have XPG logo here, and it's more on the lightweight side. Then when we take into consideration the Battleground L mousepad, which has the MERA character on the right side, and on the left you have all those drawings again that resemble to the case, that resemble to the mouse, that resemble to the SEEKER keyboard. Now, since we're talking about the SEEKER keyboard, this is a full-size keyboard that actually has the numerical pad. This was presented on Computex, that I think I didn't have the time to show you and record anything about it, but this is the opportunity to actually give you some insights about this keyboard. So you have multifunctional keys at the top, with F6 being game mode, F7 mute, F8 and F9 to adjust the volume, and then you have some additional multimedia keys here on F10, F11 and F12. Now when we're talking about the keys, we have a membrane keyboard here actually that has some sort of an indication with the click, which is a specially designed key that is mostly like a membrane feel, but it has a certain click. Now listen to this. It does go into the mechanical segment of the clicky noise, clicky blue switches, which is quite alright, and it kind of goes in a budget segment when we're talking about the keyboards in terms of the key switches, but still you get a membrane and with a clicky feel. The design, as already stated, we have loads of different colors when we're talking about the keycaps. You have that standard design here when we're mentioning the drawings. Brushed aluminum going throughout the middle part where you have arrows, XPG logo, and additional keys like page up, page down and stuff like that. The XPG logo is quite nice and it fits perfectly, and the brushed aluminum really fits quite nicely inside the whole keyboard, which is outstanding. Both keyboard and mouse are wired as well as the Preco gas. Now, you saw the review of Preco gas a long time ago, and this one isn't any different in terms of quality, audio and microphone, but we have the same color scheme going throughout the whole setup, and this is basically what XPG was talking about when they decided to basically create a, let's say, circulating brand around the whole scheme, going single design, having MERA as a face of XPG going throughout the case, mousepad, mouse, keyboard, headset and everything else. And I think that's really cool, somewhat a personalized setup in those terms. Now this right here will be actually my third full XPG build, as already stated, not with the main components, but with the components that XPG actually produces. And it's quite cool, to be honest, to be able to build a PC that contains all of the products from one brand in those terms. Of course, as I already stated, motherboard, processor and graphic cards are something different, so you can expect a different brand here going like, I don't know, AMD or Nvidia cards or Intel cards or any other manufacturer that produces motherboards, and of course Intel or AMD processors. In terms of the setup, it's quite cool to have all-in-one color scheme going on, so you could basically adjust the colors, you can adjust everything that you go, and of course you have the XPG Prime to do such thing, to control the keyboard, to control the mouse, to control the lights here, and to get all the information that you need from your system, which is outstanding and gives you ability to have everything unified. That is what I do honestly prefer. Now, when we're talking about everything all together, we're talking about a budget segment in terms of mouse, keyboard, mousepad, and of course the headset. But when we're talking about this, the PC build, we have a premium AIO, we have outstanding power supply. The case, I do have to admit, is a bit shorter in those terms, so you can't place a huge graphic card if you place a radiator in front. But all in all, an outstanding product. What can I say? I'm really satisfied with everything. This video wasn't an actual review, it was more like an introduction to the whole MERA edition, a lineup that you can acquire by yourself. So we have, and I'm going to mention them all again because why not? We have XPG Valor Air MERA edition, we have the Levante X 360 AIO, CyberCore 2 1300 watts power supply. Then we have XPG Lancer DDR5 in white. These are 15600 megahertz. We have the Slingshot gaming mouse, Battlegrounds L gaming mousepad. We have the XPG SEEKER MERA edition gaming keyboard, XPG Preco gas gaming headset, and finally what I really love is the XPG Xenia 15G gaming laptop, which has outstanding specifications. So guys, if you want to see some individual stuff of the peripherals or of the build, I'll place the links to my other XPG build and peripheral review, and I'll link them down in the description as well, so you can check all the XPG videos that I did so far. And also with those links you can find additional links for the products, individual products, where you can acquire them and everything else. So guys, finally at the end of this video, I would like to thank you for watching and taking your time to watch it actually. And if it's not a problem for you, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. See you very soon guys, bye bye.